turn this morning, please, if you would. Believe it or not, it's on.
It's on back here.
Anyway, I can just talk really loud if you want.
Just a minute.
I need you to turn to Nehemiah with me, if you would, please, this morning, to a little area called chapter 3. We've been in this chapter before, and it's the chapter where they rebuild the gates, and that is usually where we stop, is with that particular word. Now, building, period, is an interesting thing. I enjoy doing it. I do not enjoy the finishing process. I don't have the patience. I can get a building from a flat piece of ground to put the footers in. I can help pour a pad. I can help do the basement. I can put the walls up. I can put the electric in, and I can put the water in and the gas line in and all that stuff in. And even put a roof on it, windows and doors in. And I can get it that far, and somebody else. Wow.
It's not your microphone.
Somebody else better come finish the rest of it. Because if they don't, I just can't promise you how. And you'll be wanting to rebuild your house. I want you to look at a couple of words with me this morning. Chapter 3, verse 1. The high priest and his fellow priests went to work, and they rebuilt the sheep gate. They dedicated it, and they set its doors in place, and they built it as far as the Tower of the 100, which they dedicated. And they built as far as the Tower of Hanai. The men of Jericho then built the adjoining section. Sulphur, son of Imri, built next to them. The fish gate was rebuilt, and by the sons of Hanasani, and they laid its beams, and they put doors and bolts and bars in place. And Merriman, the son of Uriah, the son of Pekaz, and repaired the next section. And next to him, some guy who starts with an M, and his son Berika, the son of Meshibabal, made repairs next to him, and Zadok, son of Banah, also made repairs. And the next section was repaired by the men of Tekoa, but their nobles would not put their shoulders to the work under the supervisors. Now, there's a part of me as a guy who was almost always on the floor. I mean, there was a time where, when it first happened, I got all excited because I was a lead man. Yeah. I had 6 men, and I was lead man. I did that for about a week, and I didn't want to be lead man anymore. I wanted to be the guy on the floor and who had no say in anything and could just get the job done. But here's these people here, and you can talk about them, and the interesting thing about them is, this isn't the service, this is some of the things I find interesting. All of these people are named as being one or the other. They either helped, or they went down in history as being too lazy and too good to do anything. As men and women of God, we can be what we are, frankly, in one list or the other. And if we're on one list or the other, it's nobody's fault but our own. There you go, that's the freebie part. The words I want you to catch with me this morning, the part we're going to look at is they rebuilt or they repaired. Now, my dad was an amazing man. His own words were he was a jack of all trades and master of none. And that's where I learned to do most everything I can do, and through him and stuff. And there's just things you can do. But the difference between rebuilt and repair is massive. You see, one of the first memories I really have of working side by side with my dad, and I was a pretty little squirt then. We went to a place next door to a restaurant called the Hippity Hop. And no, they did not serve rabbit, just so you know. But there's this restaurant called Hippity Hop. And next to it was an old farm, and my granddad knew the farmer, and we had just purchased the farm. Well, we didn't, Dad did. And we needed another barn. So we went and we tore this barn down at one place, completely down. We tore the roof off. We tore all the beams off. We tore all the siding off. We tore the interior out. Took all the wire and all the light fixtures, tore the whole barn down. Went out to the farm and rebuilt it. In other words, we had the materials and we started from complete scratch and we rebuilt that barn. Now, I made a promise to my buddy Jacob this morning that I don't preach this long. Jacob, can I go this long? Okay. The thing about rebuilding is the material is there, but you're starting from scratch. Ground zero. This is what I want it to look like, and you have to have these things called plans. And nowadays you pay a fortune for somebody to draw up the plans, and you told them what you wanted, and probably gave them a rough outline of the plans that they're going to give back to you, only it's colored in blueprint, and you pay a fortune for it. And then they go to the contractors, and they say, take these plans and build here and make this, and here are the materials, and we want to take what that is, and we want to rebuild over here in a different spot. Now, when you're saved, God takes what you used to be, known scripturally as the old man, and He starts at the foot of the cross, and He rebuilds you. The material is there. He's the architect, He's the designer. He's the individual who knows the outcome and what it should look like. And He rebuilds you into what His heart's desire is for you and what you should be and can be in Him. Then there's the word repair. I'm not so fond of that word as repair. Repair started on the farmhouse we moved into just about the time that we tore that barn down. And they finished the inside of the house when my little brother, who was just literally a babe, graduated high school. This rebuilding goes like this, or a repair goes like this. We went in the house, and from top to bottom, we tore every piece of plaster off of that house. It was a two-story with a huge walk-in attic. And we went in and we stripped it bare. We then took out what very little insulation was there, and it was that old nasty, if you know anything about insulation, they call it wool insulation. And if you just looked at it, you'd automatically start to itch. Well, we had to clean all of that out. Then when we got done with that, we took out all of the old plumbing. Thank you, Jesus, this is when we got an indoor toilet. There are miracles in repairing a house. We took out all the electric. We put up this big fancy box. We went from 4 fuses to this big box about this big. Every room in the house had a special little room. But they repaired the house. The difference is they left the main structure in place. The house itself was still standing. There were just some things that needed to be changed. We didn't have to completely rip it down and then rebuild it and move it. It's what God does to us after we've had that salvation experience, is He begins to repair. He rips out all the old self. All that old plastic. All that nasty old insulation that makes you itch when you get close to certain friends or certain things. You know, makes me itch when I go by a tractor pull at 10 o'clock at night, because you just know they're getting to the 30,000-pound class. That doesn't mean anything to most of you, hit it and get it, where the smoke just pours out, and every once in a while, about one out of every 5 or 6 will blow. You know, it's just what they call the blower for those big things. Pops right off. It's great. Now, it doesn't happen much here because y'all don't have them very often, but I can recall coming home from work on a couple of occasions and driving by a fairgrounds, and they're out there, and I'm going by in my El Camino. That was a beautiful car. It was not this sort of beautiful car. And driving by with the windows down, and you hear those tractors roll. Now, I know I have to get up in the morning. Oh, those tractors sound so good. Now, you see, when we get close to that kind of ditchy thing, is either when we get into it, we really get itchy, or we let God do the repairing and take the stuff out that makes you itch. Does not take away my love for tractor pulls. Just instills a little bit of sense. Repairs. We repair the things like the electric, 4 fuses, blew them all the time. First time I ever saw Penny use this fuse was in that farmhouse. They quit blowing fuses, but at that time I didn't know why. Sometimes you do desperate things. But we repaired so that things worked the way they were supposed to. You know, we have this salvation experience. We are rebuilt. God lays the foundation at the foot of the cross, and He begins to build you up and make you new. But there comes a place where most of us are now. We've known God for some time. Some of us need repair. Notice I use the word us. Quite often we're too proud to admit it. I'm a saint. No amen, no hallelujah, no praise God. You're all saints. Each one of you are saints, right? So you see, too many times we get spiritually to this place where I've been rebuilt. I'm good. Have y'all ever went to look at homes to buy or just to walk around and see what's there? And you go to an older home built this way in the 70s. And if you're really just looking and you know what you're looking for, you walk around and you see cracks in the walls. And you walk around the outside and it's brick, you can see where the brick's drawing away from the windows and there's cracks. You see water between the windows. Just little things. They can all be fixed. It's not a big deal. See, that's us. That's where most of us are at. We need repair at some place in our life. Now, here's the thing you can do. Call a plumber. Call the electrician. Call a roofing guy. Call a computer whiz. Call somebody to fix the brick. Redo the plaster. But it doesn't matter how much repairing we do if you don't take care of the cause of the repair. If you don't find the need of the problem, if you don't find the base portion, you will be repairing that same spot over and over and over again. I want to leave you with this thought this morning. If you don't get it repaired, it's much like leaving the electric go. You know, the fuses keep blowing, the breakers kept kicking, so you put a really big breaker in. That's a good thing to do, isn't it? You pull out a 15-amp breaker. You pull out the one next to it and put in some amp breaker, 15 amp. And the house burns down. But I repaired it. No. You may think you did, but you never got to the cause. But the lights came back on. Well, isn't that wonderful? Praise God. not sure why this particular message come out of this. Maybe it has to do with some of the background, some other things going on this morning, but if your time is right now, what your repairs have to do. Do you know where you should be spiritual? If not, the answer is very simple. You'll go over things. Just like a house that we try to compare us to. Stand with me, please, as I pray, see